spoke with Governor Manchin of West Virginia last night and told him that the federal government stands ready to offer whatever assistance is needed in this rescue effort. So I would ask that the faithful who've gathered here this morning pray for the safe return of the missing, the men and women who've put their lives on the line to save them, and the souls of those who've been lost in this tragic accident. May they rest in peace, and may their families find comfort in the hard days ahead.
Welcome back to Hardball. That was President Obama this morning at an Easter prayer breakfast at the White House. At least 25 miners are dead in the worst mining industry accident in America since 1984, and rescue efforts continue tonight to search for 4 workers who are still trapped inside that mine. J Kane is Secretary-Treasurer of the United Mine Workers of America. Mr. Kane, I have the greatest respect for the guts of men and women, men who go down into our mines, the guts it takes to go down in there every day. What do you hear? What's your hopes? What do you think's going on with the 4 guys that are down there right now?
Well, we try to maintain hope. In light, though, of the horrific nature of the explosion, it looks very bad. We will hold out hope to the end, but in the meantime, we have to make sure that we, number one, don't endanger the lives of the rescuers, and we do everything possible to find out what happened to everyone who was in the mine at that day, on that day.
What do you make of the rescue effort so far, the putting of that drill down there 1,100, 1,200 feet to try to get the methane gas out there? Is that the smart first step?
Yeah, I imagine it is. You do have to degas the mine. What a lot of people don't realize is when there's a mine explosion, it disrupts the ventilation in the mine in a terrible way, and gas begins to build up. You have to take that into account when beginning any rescue operation.
Well, let's take a look at the governor down, Joe Manchin, the governor of West Virginia. Here he is, and I want to get it back to you, sir. You know what you're talking about. Let's go to the governor first.
I can't sit here and make any excuse, nor do I intend to. I can only tell you when the investigation's completed and these people do their job and they'll give us the findings, and there's anything at all that could have been preventable or things we can do that'll give us an indication that something's out of kilter or out of whack, if you will. We'll pass, if legislation is needed, we'll pass it immediately.
Accidents happen in every part of our life. Airplanes crash, trains crash, cars crash. People do all kinds of things that just don't work. Is mine safety perfectible, sir, Mr. Kane, or not?
I don't know if anything in life is perfectible. Certainly we can do a lot better than this. The thing we have to realize, though, is that having strong legislation is important. Having good enforcement is important. But the main thing that we have to do is empower those miners. The men and women who work in the mines every day have to feel assured that they can do those things that make their job safe, that they can perform their job in a safe manner without any kind of intimidation. There is so much money that can be saved, so much more that can be made by cutting costs, and we have to do everything possible to prevent mining companies from doing that. Mining companies are very powerful in this country, and there's a lot of incentives to try and get the coal out no matter what. And
well, you think the Massey company, this company, I've heard their name before in this regard. Is this a bad company? They got a bad record, would you say?
Look at their record.
Well, I see 1,300 violations since 2005. They're contesting about 1/3 of them. That means about 2/3 of them they're not contesting, which tells me just prima facie they don't have a great record.
Well, it's not a company that we represent, so we don't deal with them directly a lot. However, in the mining industry, when you have one company that tries to increase productivity by pushing a little harder and trying to intimidate people to cut corners, it affects all of us. We all have to compete in that industry. And the thing that needs to be pointed out is that in the coal fields, these coal mining jobs are the good jobs in the area. If they don't exist, it's a severe economic hardship to the people in that area. And they absolutely have to be able to perform their job in a safe way, free of any kind of intimidation. They have to be empowered so they can do what they know best. And it's time.
What's a high-skilled mine worker make right now? A high-skilled veteran, what's he get coming out of the mine every week? What's he get in gross income?
Well,
I'm curious.
It's very easy to make $70,000 a year in some of these operations.
That's a 40-hour week. That's a veteran who knows his stuff.
Nobody works a 40-hour week anymore. There's a lot of overtime involved.
Oh, I see. To get to 70.
Yes, there's overtime involved, but that's very common for people to make a very good living, and in those areas, that's the best job around.
Okay, you know, nobody likes regulation in this country except when it involves them. They like airlines to be safe. They like their food to be safe. If you worked in a mine, you'd want the mine to be safe. Thank you very much, Dan, and let's pray for those guys.
Absolutely.
For them still down there. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Thank you,
and good
Chris.
luck. I'm with the labor. I like the laboring movement altogether.